If you think that the reason you're not getting any sales on your Amazon self-published books is because you haven't done proper keyword research, you are actually deceiving yourself. So in this video, what I want to share with you is what I recommend you do instead of focusing on keyword research. In fact, what I want you to do in this video is that you forget anything you know about keyword research. To get started, let me just go right ahead and turn over to my screen, and I want you to look at this diagram. Now, here is what I recommend you do. So this is you, the seller, who's trying to get sales on your Amazon KDP account with your self-published books, and here we have customers. Now, you know, customers, of course, they type in the keywords and the like. So basically, most self-publishers, especially those that are new to the game, what we normally do is that we try to target these keywords, and we forget that these keywords, the people who are actually typing these keywords, of course, are these humans. And what we do as publishers is we normally focus on these keywords, and when we're creating our content, we create content targeting these keywords. Now, the problem with that is that every publisher is doing the same. They are publishing targeting these keywords. For example, I can create a keyword for a notebook. I target the keyword notebook. Someone else will target the same thing. So what will happen is that most of the times, if you are new to self-publishing, your book will not be recommended by Amazon, because the notebooks, there are a lot of notebooks on Amazon, and Amazon will prefer showing books that are from an established seller on their platform. So what you're going to do, instead of focusing on keyword research, you are going to actually eliminate everything you know about keywords. So you forget about this, and what you're going to do as a seller, you don't want to focus on keywords, you want to focus on the customers. Now, you just need to understand who these customers are. Instead of thinking about the keywords, you have to understand the rationale, the reasoning why these people are typing in certain keywords. Believe it or not, no one is basically just looking for a notebook, but what these people are looking for, they are looking for a particular notebook to do something with. Even if they buy a general notebook, the reason they want that notebook is because they want to write something pertaining to something on their mind. So you have to understand these people very, very well. Like, for example, a coloring book that this child will need might be different with a coloring book that this woman will need. So if this woman types in coloring book, they are basically looking for something for them, not for this child. This child, when they type in coloring book, it's also the same thing. What they are looking for in a coloring book is totally different from what this lady has in mind. Similarly, this man might have also a different idea despite typing in the exact keyword. So you, as a seller, this time around, what I want you to be doing is to actually start targeting exactly these people who are here. Now, let's understand why does this work, why this is a great way of actually getting sales on Amazon KDP. So first and foremost, if you target humans instead of targeting keywords, you actually be able to create content that resonates with them on a deeper level. The content you'll be creating will resonate with your customers on a deeper level. Just think of it, instead of targeting a keyword, you're actually creating for that actual customer. The other reason why targeting human beings is that instead of chasing popular keywords, you produce work that genuinely solves problems or entertains readers, leading to more satisfied customers and better reviews. I'm sure you've seen some books which have gotten a lot of sales, but you find that they have bad reviews. Now, the reason they have bad reviews is probably because the keyword they actually targeted is the right keyword. However, they didn't create the book for that customer. They created the book for the keyword, not necessarily for the customer. The other thing is that relying on keyword trends ties your success to ever-changing search algorithms. Now, just think of it. If, let's say, you were ranking number 1 for a certain keyword, what will happen is that if someone else actually takes over that keyword research or that keyword you targeted, you will lose out. And if the algorithm changes, you find that you're no longer getting sales, because now the keyword is no longer working for you, which is a problem, and you have to actually do some SEO on your book. Now, what I'm going to show you right now is examples of books and how you can come up with these book ideas so that you understand what I'm talking about. Let me show you some examples how you target humans instead of targeting keywords, and if you want, you can actually get some of the ideas I'm going to show you in this particular video, and you can publish in them. So let's just look at some examples first and foremost. Now, the first example I'm going to show you is a journal for disgruntled co-workers and employees. Now, when I was thinking about this one, I was thinking about these co-workers who are unhappy at the office, and you can see no one is smiling and they all look moody and the like. So if let's say they wanted a journal, they would want a journal to share in their frustrations. So first and foremost, let's look at the audience. We're talking about this audience which is looking for this journal for disgruntled co-workers and employees. So these are employees feeling undervalued or drained by their jobs. Okay, they are typically aged between 25 to 50. Then they are juggling personal and professional stress. So now when you look at the focus, let's say for example, when you're creating that journal in mind, so they are looking for a journal where they can share their frustrations or managing their workplace burnout, celebrating small wins, moments of relief, and finding practical ways to maintain sanity. So this is what they would want to be jotting down in their journal. So when you're creating your journal, you should have this focus in mind. So here is the audience, and now here are the title ideas. For example, let's look at some of the title ideas. I deserve a medal for not screaming today. That's a very good title, and this is something that is on their mind. Think of what can be in their mind, what can be on that person's mind when you are actually coming up with title ideas. Instead of thinking about keywords this time around, just think of what is on their mind. Can this day end already? This is something a lot of employees will complain about. I remember at some point when I was working for a certain company, I actually just hated doing that, and you would want just to wish the day ends already so that you can go home and at least feel relaxed. Okay, so here is another example. Is it too late to quit? Why do I even show up? You can see this is a very, very good title. Okay, now because a lot of you are watching this video, if you try to publish any of this, just make sure you find out that no one has already used the title that you want to come up with. Okay, so what just need to do, think of what can be in the mind of that person. Some of you have been in such a situation where you also feel unhappy with your co-workers and the likes. What is it that is on your mind? Just use that same thing on your mind as a title, and believe it or not, you'll be surprised with the results you're going to get. Here's an example: things I want to say at work but can't. Actually, this one, I think there's already a published book with this title. Let's maybe just go right ahead and check out some examples on Amazon. So here's an example of a book that is actually already published on Amazon, and very, very simple. Things I want to say at work but can't. Then it's a blank lined journal. Very simple. So if we go right ahead and actually take a look at this journal, we see the sample. You'll be surprised that this is actually just a lined page journal, and the only thing they did is just to put the exact words on the mind of that customer they are targeting, and they just placed it on the cover image. And you can see things I want to say at work but can't. That's the title of their cover. Now if we scroll down, you can see the only thing they have is a lined page. Okay, so these are lined pages, and that's the entire journal, and that's the power of targeting humans instead of keywords. And they have the back cover image without anything written on it. As simple as that, and they're getting sales. You can see they even have 102 ratings, and those are reviews that they actually get. So it's that simple. Here is another example: co-workers I want punch in the face, black line journal. And what you notice is that this is just the same person, you can see, and the reason they're getting sales is because instead of targeting keywords, they targeted people, they targeted a human, they actually targeted a very, very specific audience. No one will come on Amazon and start searching like co-workers I want to punch in the face journal. No one will do that. But because this is for the certain person, Amazon knows that these people are actually looking for this, and it will show it up. Let's go right back to our presentation and we look at further examples that you can actually publish in. I have about 10 examples for you. You can actually create even 100 just by watching this video. You can actually create even 100 journals just from this video alone. So let's go to another one. Here is an example: journal for people with too many hobbies. Now imagine, of course, no one will go on Amazon and search for like journal for people with too many hobbies and the likes. No one is thinking of having such a type of journal. Mostly they'll just be looking for a journal where they can write their various hobbies. So you want to target that person. Now let's look at this audience. Now this audience is a multitaskers with too many hobbies, often between the age of 25 to 50, and constantly starting new projects without ever finishing the last one. Now these people actually exist, and these people are looking for a journal where they can actually do some venting about the stress of juggling too many interests, celebrating small wins, reflecting on the chaos of switching between hobbies, and embracing the joy of constant curiosity. So these are actually the people. Let's look at some title ideas you can actually create. You can see I have a lot of title ideas, and if I was to publish all of these, this is 1, 2, 3, about 10, more than 10 journals that I can actually publish just from targeting this one person who has many hobbies. So here's an example: so many hobbies, so little time. Wait, wait, when did I start doing this? Okay, so I can't have just one passion. So this can be used as a title, like we've seen that example on Amazon. So these are some of the things that these people have on their mind, and you can just use any of these. Okay, you can use any of these title ideas as your journal cover. Does researching as a hobby, that is also a very good one. Okay, switching from painting to gardening midweek, my life. Okay, so these are good examples. Here is another one, the third example. Remember, I have about 10 examples, and for those of you that are going to watch this entire video till the end without skipping through, I have a surprise for you that I'm going to mention within the video. It might be at the end of the video or within the video. I'm going to mention it and how you can actually get it. So here's another example, what if journal. Now for those of you that are wondering where I got these cover ideas, I just used AI and came up with this. Now if you want to learn how to actually come up with a cover idea, I have a video which I'll link in the description for you to watch and see how you can actually come up with book cover ideas for your journals, your coloring books and the likes using AI. Alright, so what if journal? This is a journal for people who are constantly thinking what if or considering alternatives, whatever is happening. What's the audience for this journal? So these are daydreamers, overthinkers, and those lost in a world of possibilities. The age range is between 18 to 45. Now their focus is exploring alternative realities, making up wild what if scenarios, and also reflecting on paths not taken. So that is what you should have in mind. Of course, it can also be a lined journal, it's alright. Now what is on their mind? Here is an example. What if I moved to a cabin in the woods? What if I said yes instead of no? I think this one can work very well. I think it can sell. So if you want to publish, just try this one out. What if I said yes instead of no? Think of people who actually maybe are in a relationship and the likes. This can resonate well with them. What if the world was upside down? What if I actually followed through on my plans? Maybe in another life I'm superhero. What if I could time travel? These are very good examples for a journal. Let's go to the fourth example, journal for wannabe villains. Now if you've ever watched Family Guy, I think you know who this person is. This is Stewie from Family Guy, and this one is constantly trying to be a villain despite being a good guy, and is constantly trying out to do all sorts of kind of things that make him a villain. Okay, it's very funny how even in real life there are people who are actually trying to be a Stewie in real life. So you can target these people. Let's look at the audience now. These are mischief makers, dark humor lovers, and those who secretly want to be the bad guy. The age range is mostly between 18 to 40, and here they're embracing the inner anti-hero. They're imagining villainous plans and also indulging in wicked thoughts without actual world domination. Alright, so what's on their mind? Like here, plotting my takeover. This is exactly describing Stewie, who is always plotting his takeover of the world. Of course doesn't make progress at all, but it's just funny and it's actually nice to actually do this. So you can actually create a journal for this. Okay, here is another. When did world domination get so complicated? How to make a grand exit? Can I pull off a red flag and still look cool? Right, so there are people with these kind of ideas, and you can actually target these people. You see, it's not that complicated, especially when you're targeting people. You are not targeting any keyword, and this makes it very easy. Okay, so this is why I'm saying forget keywords, just target human beings, and you see how results will come for your KDP account. You see, you'll be surprised. Here's another example, journal for people who ghost people. Now I'm also guilty about ghosting other people. Sometimes you just find there are some people who you just no longer are interested in chatting with, or they are no longer aligning with your principles and the likes, and just end up ghosting them. So you can see the cover image quite clearly was AI generated. As you can see, there's this whoopee which is has nothing to do with our journal. So this is just an example, but of course you get an idea of how you would come up with an interesting cover image for your journal. Okay, she says you can just go right ahead. You have my permission. Come up with an idea like this one and publish it on Amazon. You have my permission. Just check that you're not using any trademarked words and the likes. So you just check this out. All right, so let's look at their audience. So the audience for people who ghost people, those who have left people on read. Now there are people you send them a message on WhatsApp or text, they just read it, and you're left just like that waiting for their reply that never comes. Okay, they've disappeared from text or mastered the art of the slow fade. So their age range mostly is 18 to 35. Now this is mostly their age range and the focus. Now let's say if you're creating the journal, these people are looking for a journal where they can be navigating the awkwardness of disappearing acts, avoiding confrontation, and justifying their ghosting habits. So they would want a journal where they can write like justifying why they are not responding to such a person and the like. So when you're creating their journal, this is why I was saying that you actually create exactly what they need, something that resonates very well with them, right? So here's a title examples. Oops, forgot to text back again. Maybe they'll get the hint. Ghosting isn't personal, right? How many days is too many to respond? Is it really ghosting if I was busy? Avoiding the we need to talk moment. So you can see these are very, very interesting titles. If you are enjoying this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's go to the next one. Here, I don't do mornings journal. You can see the AI actually produced a very nice cover. And for those of you who actually do maybe your own publishing, you can create a spiral journal. These people, there are people who love spiral journals, and you can come up with this cover idea. You have my permission to actually come up with this cover idea. I'm not going to use this cover, so go right ahead. You have my permission. Just check, because like I mentioned, a lot of people are watching this, so before you do the publishing, of course other people can maybe do the same. So just check that no one is using this cover already. So let's look at the audience for the I don't do mornings journal. Here, these are non-morning people who dread the AM alarm. They love their snooze button and need coffee before functioning. Ages is between 18 to 50, and these their focus is surviving early mornings, complaining about being awake too soon, and finding ways to get through the day without full consciousness. Okay, so these people are people who mostly enjoy sleeping in the morning. They enjoy it. So here are title ideas. Why is the sun up already? Can I just hibernate until noon? They love their sleep. These are people who love their sleep. Okay, morning me, it's everything. If you talk to me before coffee, you are braver than I am. Is it early? Is it too early to nap? So these are good examples ideas. Now, if you are one of the people who resonates with any of these journals, do let me know in the comments section below. So let's go to the next one. We have journal for professional eavesdroppers. Now, if you like to eavesdrop, I'm sure you would love a journal for your eavesdropping. So let's look at these audience. So these are noisy bystanders, people who love overhearing conversations in public, and those with sharp ears for gossip. Ages, they are between 18 to 50. Then the focus, if we're creating the journal, these are people who want to document all the juicy, weird, or hilarious things they've overheard, with a dash of reflection on why it was good or funny, and also being in the right place at the right time. So here are the title ideas. I didn't mean to listen, but here we are. The best conversations are ones you are not in. Did they just say what I think they said? Overheard at the coffee shop, volume 1. So you can see these are very nice title ideas, and I can assure you, anyone who loves eavesdropping will probably resonate very well with these title ideas, such that they will click that buy button on Amazon when you publish a journal in any of these. Okay, so here, people watching level, master spy. That's a very good title idea. Here is another example of the journal that you can actually create, an existential crisis journal. So let's look at the audience for these ones. These are deep thinkers, those experiencing moments of doubt, questioning life, or wondering about their purpose. Then the ages is between 18 to 45. So they would want a journal navigating the big question in life, pondering the meaning of existence, and documenting latest existential meltdown. Okay, in a safe space, of course. That's why they would need a journal, so that they can actually just write down what they would want to share with others. So here are title ideas. What's the point of anything really? Is there more to life than this? Who am I even anymore? Is it too late to reinvent myself? Am I doing this life thing right? So these are very good title ideas. Like I've already mentioned, just pick these titles, create your simple journal, just create even a line journal, come up with a title that you want, publish it on Amazon, expect results. All right, so here's another example, the journal for competitive eaters. And I love the AI, what the AI did with the journal. Of course, the text is not accurate, but I love this one. If, let's say, I love eating, of course, this would easily capture my attention. And if I'm a competitive eater, I'll definitely buy this journal, right? Now, I'm not going to proceed with the competitive eaters journal and other journal ideas that I actually have. Actually, I have around 64 journal ideas. If you see right here, the KDP Profitable Niche Ideas journal, and if you see the table of contents, I have all these journals. So I've actually shared with you about 10 of them that you have in this video, and just following these 10 that I've shown you in this video, you can actually create more than 100 journals for yourself. You can actually do create 100 journals for yourself that you can publish on Amazon KDP just from the ones that I've shown you. However, I have this entire KDP Profitable Niche Ideas journal, and here this journal actually has about 64 ideas. Let's look at that one. Okay, so the last one is journal for people who hate making decisions. You have this journal for gorilla artists, journal for clowns, creative aging journal. Now, for those of you that would love to purchase these KDP Profitable Niche Ideas, that does not depend on keyword research, rather depends on targeting people, human beings. You can actually get it in the link in the description below for less than what it costs to buy a cup of coffee. All right.